Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Gift of Giving. My name is Stephen Murray, and I'm the host. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, this program features guests from nonprofits, foundations, and 501c3s, those organizations that are giving back to the community. The guests are the people that work in the trenches day in, day out, and make our world a brighter and better place. And this week's guest is no exception. I'd like to welcome the founder and CEO of Future Smiles, Terry Chandler. Thank you for being with us on this program, Terry, and for all that you do for the community.
Thank you, Stephen. I'm delighted to be here. It's a true pleasure.
It's a pleasure having you, I can assure you, because you're doing amazing work. So why don't you give us a brief overview of the organization and the history of it?
Future Smiles is a school-based dental health program. I'm a dental professional and I have been in dentistry for 4 decades. In 2009, August 2009, I had an opportunity to start a school-based dental hygiene program at Cunningham Elementary. They had a school-based health center there that had a dental chair. So I got some colleagues of mine, Chris Garvey and Stephanie Redwine, both dental hygienists, and the three of us started Future Smiles. When you look at our logo, you'll see these 3 little kiddos, if you will, that kind of quasi represent me and Stephanie. And in the early days, we were so excited and we were just providing care. We were volunteering our time and our expertise. And I will truly always be indebted to my other co-partners.
Nice. Very, very nice. So what actually made you, what was the catalyst? What triggered you off from starting it?
Well, as I said, I've been in dentistry for 40 years and I always saw that there was a need for some sort of additional services. Dental insurance is limited. The cost of dentistry is very expensive. Low-income families really don't have the financial resources to provide routine dental care for their children. And it always made so much sense to me that school-based programs that go into schools where the children are, that they can provide screenings, which is an assessment for the child's health, a sealant, which will protect the healthy teeth from getting a cavity, and apply fluoride varnish, which enriches and makes the enamel stronger. And you can do that with portable equipment once or twice a year in a school, and you can help thousands of children. And to me, that was the best thing that a kid that grew up in Las Vegas could do for my community.
Yes. And I think we've got a clip that you sent us that gives in a little bit more detail exactly talking about. So let's watch the clip and show our viewers.
That'll be lovely. Hi, I'm Terry Chandler, the founder and executive director of Future Smiles, a 501c3 nonprofit right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. As a dental hygienist, I'm passionate about bringing dental care to kids at school to break down all sorts of barriers, like transportation, time off of work for parents. The solution is to remove the barriers to help children access dental care. Did you know that 34 million school hours are lost each year in the United States because of a dental emergency? And that's usually because of pain. In Nevada, 7 out of 10 children have a cavity by the 3rd grade, and many of these children have never seen a dentist in their young lives. By traveling to 50 schools and serving kids here at our school-based dental facility, Future Smiles brings health equity and social justice to more than 6,000 children annually. And parents often tell us how critical our dental program is.
If there wasn't a program like Future Smiles, I think there are many children that would not get dental care. Sorry, I don't know why I'm getting choked up about it, but it's so important because that's something that as a parent, when you don't make a lot of money, you kind of put things off that are very expensive, and dental care is very expensive.
We hope that you can join Future Smiles in our mission to help all children have a healthy smile.
Thank you!
Wow, that's some clip, and that really gives our viewers a wonderful glimpse of what you actually do. But it kind of scratches the surface too. So we'll talk about some of the other things. But first of all, your geographical areas that you cover is Southern Nevada. Since you work mainly with the Clark County School District, is it mainly in Clark County that you actually work?
Yeah, and people forget Clark County is like 8,000 square miles. So Clark County goes all the way up to the Utah border where Mesquite is, and all the way
Yes.
down to the Arizona border where Laughlin is. So my program, Future Smiles, we literally send a dental hygiene team to Laughlin once a year. And
Wow.
the community of Laughlin, they have very, very few dental resources. So the two schools, Bennett and then the high school, really work with Future Smiles to get as many of the kids that are there going to school through our program so they can get those preventive services.
And you go to Prim and Sandy Valley down on the California border as well?
We have not. We predominantly, the furthest place we go is Laughlin.
Laughlin.
But there are 357 schools right here in Clark County. We have a growth trajectory to go to 75 schools. So there's enough schools here
Oh, sure. Yes.
in the heart of
Yeah.
Clark County to
Keep-
keep us busy.
Yes, I would say so. Keep you overwhelmed. Now, do you have a counterpart in Northern Nevada that does something similar to what you're doing?
No, we haven't been able to expand in Northern Nevada. However, there are other similar programs in Northern Nevada that are providing services to the rural areas as well as Washoe County. So again, we are focusing on those schools right here
Yeah.
at CCSD.
So they're not affiliated with you, but there are, for our viewers that live in that part, if they do Google searches, they will find somebody that's doing something similar, even if they're not part of Future Smiles.
That is correct,
would be
yes.
correct. You know, I looked at your website, Terry, and it shows that you've done over 550,000 services to over 200,000 children. That's over 500,000. That's huge. That's just a staggering statistic. It really does.
So we've been in existence for 15 years. And during this time period, every school we go into, every child gets a smile bag, which is oral health supplies, a toothbrush, toothpaste, dental floss, and they get a consent form for their parents to fill out to be part of the program when the dental hygienists come back. And the kids also get oral health education. So those numbers actually reflect to some degree the kids that are getting oral health education. For the children that have gotten direct services, it's over 50,000 children in the last 15 years that have actually received direct dental services from Future Smiles.
Yeah, but if you divide that 550,000 by 15, that's still a staggering number, no matter how you cut the cake.
Thank you.
So congratulations. Now, how do the parents well, you said the parents have to fill out a consent form. So how do you actually get in touch with each individual school? Does Clark County refer you to a school, or do you reach out to Clark County and say, can we go into this school and provide a service? How do you actually connect and get into the schools?
The Clark County School District,
Okay.
CCSD, they have a system in place for any provider that goes into the schools. You need to get what's called a memorandum of agreement, which is approved by the school board trustees. And in that agreement, you map out what we plan to do and what our roles and responsibility are, as well as the school district, what their roles and responsibility are. Future Smiles has about 100 schools that CCSD have approved as Future Smiles schools for us to provide our services. Those schools are predominantly over 50% free and reduced lunch and Title I. So we go to where there is the most need, which is what our mission is. And we work in collaboration with the Clark County School District and the school administrators. And we have a school coordinator, her name is Eden, and Eden does an amazing job of contacting the schools, making the schedule, determining how long the sealant team will be in the school, and then moving on to the next school. This particular school year, we plan to do a second school sealant team. So we will have 2 teams out into the community on any given day. So they will be very busy.
Yes, I guess they will be very busy. Now, how many schools are you in at this point in time?
Last year, we served 52. And we provided services at 26 other community sites, pre-K programs and things like that. Our goal for this year is 75 schools.
Okay. And you have I think you said there were over 357 schools in Clark County School District.
Right in there.
350. And this year you're planning on reaching out to 70
75.
by the end of the 75 by the end of this year. Then do you have a long range plan, like the following year you hope to get another 25 incorporated, or?
Our goal is to serve those 100 schools that have been allocated to us by CCSD. That will be
Okay.
the next expansion in year 2.
Okay. And so is it at the end of 2025, you hope to get the 100 schools?
It would be the 25-26 school year. So within
25,
that
20,
school
or
year.
school year.
We work on school years.
Of course, you have to go
Yeah.
school year, not calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I go from January through December. Makes perfect sense. So, and do you think that's a realistic goal? Do you see it as being attainable, or it'll be a huge challenge?
No, I mean, it is a bit of a stretch. We will be doubling capacity within a 2-year window, but we believe that the community needs it. These children need us, and I have a wonderful team, and they're committed. So,
Yes.
with help, funding support from the community here in Southern Nevada, I do believe that we will be successful.
We'll make it happen.
We will.
I sense that is going to happen too. So let's talk about some of your resources. There are three that I found on the website: reports and guides, oral health, and sealants. So let's talk a little bit about reports and guides first.
Lots of teachers will ask us, hey, I have a second grade classroom. I'd like to provide oral health education. So on those resources, we have instructional guides that will allow and help a teacher give an oral health presentation to her students. And the guides are very grade specific. So the educational level for a 7th grader is a little bit different than a 2nd grader. So we try to prepare that for the teachers, and those documents are available for anyone. They're very free online.
Oh, great.
And then we also release an annual report, and we have a prospectus which tells you about Future Smiles. So that's for folks that in the community that may be interested in who we are and what we do and how we do it.
Great. That's great that it's available free of charge for
Sure.
everybody to just go and check. How nice. We're going to take a brief sponsorship break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the other two, oral health and the sealants. So we're just going to take a brief break, folks. Please tune in and listen to Lucia Capital Group, Joshua Dowden. He'll give you some information on 401ks to help you out.
I started my career in financial services during the Great Recession, one of the worst markets we've ever been through. That challenging period was full of uncertainty, but every challenging period has its opportunities. Investing should never be like gambling. Your financial future is far more important. No one knows what the future holds, but here at Lucia Capital Group, our bucket strategy can help you prepare for whatever lies ahead. I'm Joshua Dowden. I've been working with clients for more than 16 years, and I can help you as well. My office is right here in the heart of Summerlin, just north of Charleston Boulevard. Don't let the stock market determine the quality of your retirement. Call me today for a free consultation at 702-508-6421. That's 702-508-6421.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for staying with us. And thank you, Joshua Dowden from Lucia Capital Group, for sponsoring the program. Where would we be without our sponsors? And I'd like to welcome back Terry Chandler from Future Smiles. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us today. And we're going to pick up where we left off on some of your resources. We discussed the reports and guides. Now you have oral health education. Would you like to talk a little bit about that resource?
Absolutely. So a lot of parents, it helps them to understand how to take care of their children's teeth. So the oral health education is for the parents to understand how to brush their children's teeth, how to floss their teeth. An adult should help a young child up until the age of 7 with brushing their teeth properly, providing that additional support. Parents should take their children to the dentist by the age of 1 so that a dentist can identify if there's any abnormalities, if there's any early decay coming in on those baby teeth. Baby teeth are very, very important. They allow the child early in life to learn to speak, to eat properly, and it's very important to keep those baby teeth healthy. A lot of folks assume, well, you're going to get permanent teeth, so maybe the baby teeth don't matter, but a child will retain their baby teeth until they're 10 to 12. So they are incredibly important. They also, the placement of the baby teeth allows guidance for the permanent teeth to come into place properly. So when a tooth is missing, there can be some shifting in where the permanent teeth will come in, which will cause problems later on. So the oral health education is really geared for the parents. The other piece in there you asked me about were sealants. So what a sealant is, it is a protective coating that goes on the biting surface of the back teeth, the molars and the premolars. It allows those teeth to be protected from the bacteria that causes cavities, and our sealant material releases fluoride. And what happens is when you eat something, the fluoride gets released and it will neutralize the acid that gets produced, which will very much so help prevent tooth decay.
Is that a relatively new?
Sealants have been around for about 25 years, and the current material, the glass ionomer, is being more and more used in public health settings. It's more of a cement as opposed to being a bonded resin, and it has that capability of releasing those fluoride ions. So if you can think about it, it's a biological equation. You have a tooth, plus bacteria, which are germs, plus a carbohydrate, plus time, that can equal a cavity. So if we can get in there and brush the teeth and remove the bacteria, remove the carbohydrates, we will help the teeth to be healthy. But then if they have this raincoat, which is this barrier that's releasing fluoride, that also helps to protect the tooth.
Gotcha.
The CDC research shows that 80% of teeth that get a sealant will never get a cavity.
Wow. Boy, where was I when I was a kid? Okay, enough of the resources. You've got a couple of programs that I think we'd really like to talk about. First is your mobile program, your Smiles on the Go program. Tell us something about that program, because that seems to be a huge part of what you do is the on the go, going around to the different schools. So.
Yes, absolutely. So we have 3 pillars of care. One is oral health education, where that school sealant team Smiles on the Go goes into a school with consent forms, toothbrushing supplies, and education for the children. Then that team will return to the school 2 weeks later, and all the children that return their parent consent, they will be seen by the dental hygienist, and they receive a screening, one-on-one education, a sealant which will protect their teeth, and then fluoride varnish. And the fluoride varnish actually bonds to the tooth structure. It's kind of like giving your enamel vitamins. And those children will receive those preventive services all in that visit that the Smiles on the Go team provide.
Gotcha. How many schools do you actually go around and do this? Who sets up the schedules? Does the Clark County School District say, could you go to this school, this school, this school, or do you say we'd like to do this?
So we have a target to go to 75 schools this school year, and we have staff that contact the schools and create the calendar. So you have to kind of coordinate with the schools. There will be times when the schools are undergoing testing and we can't pull the kids out of class. There will be other times if like a school has a field day or field trips, that's also not a good day for the Smiles on the Go team to go there if the kids aren't there. So there's communication between Future Smiles and the schools themselves to come up with the best timeline for the team to go there. And the team is usually at a school for about a week.
Okay. And how many mobile, do you just have the one mobile unit?
So it's very interesting. We have a vehicle that transports portable dental units. So we take these portable dental units, they are in bins and trolleys, and they roll into the school. They set up this portable equipment, which you saw in the video. They set up the portable equipment in a classroom, a multi-purpose room, the lunch room, computer labs, wherever the school has space for us. And the hygiene team will pull the kids out of class. They will provide their services, and then they return them back to class. And what's kind of neat is you will see, we probably have 3 chairs set up, and the kids all sit there and they watch. So there'll be 3 kids watching and waiting, 3 kids getting services, and they see that it's not scary. It's that everyone's comfortable. It's allowing dentistry to be performed in a familiar setting, which is a classroom, and it's allowing dentistry to be performed without any pain or discomfort or fear or anxiety. And I'm hoping that by doing it this way, we will have a future generation of folks that don't have that dental fear and anxiety that we often see in the dental office.
Yes, yes.
It completely changes it.
Well, I think it's one thing everybody fears is going to the dentist. That is something that nobody looks forward to doing, you know, whether they just go where they have to or not. Now you also have a brick and mortar. Now, is this your Nevada Women's Philanthropy Dental Wellness Center? That's your brick and mortar. building.
That is correct. So that's the third
Okay.
pillar of Future Smiles. We are the only school dental clinic in the state of Nevada. We received a community impact grant from the Nevada Women's Philanthropy to renovate a health center. So we have 3 dental treatment rooms. We have a full-time dentist and a team that supports her and provides care in that facility. It is at Wynn Elementary School's campus. Last school year, Dr. Nieto and team at that facility saw over 1,700 children. Those kids will get
Wow.
x-rays, they will get exams, cleanings, fillings, extractions, stainless steel crowns, the full array of dental treatment that you would get going to any dental office.
Boy.
And the beautiful thing about Dr. Nieto is she is from this area, went to dental school at UNLV. She is bilingual and speaks Spanish and comes from the Hispanic community. So she really relates to these families
Yes.
that really need that service and that
Yes.
care. And I have a lot of respect and admiration for her.
Sure. Now, which came first? Did you start with a brick and mortar and then start with then go into mobile, or did you not have a facility and you went with the mobile and then found a property? Which one came
The
first?
school sealant program came first, the mobile team. So we were out in the community going to schools. Folks saw what we were doing. We were trying very hard to provide case management for the children and the families and refer them to a dental provider. That can be challenging because 50% of the kids are uninsured. So they lack a resource. So that's hard. And then the kids that do have Medicaid, there's just not a lot of providers in the community that accept Medicaid. Once we got this community impact grant, it really changed the trajectory of Future Smiles, allowing us to provide whole care. So you've got your prevention, you've got your education, prevention, and restorative treatment. We have case managers that contact all the families to help navigate them to a dental home. Oftentimes that's us. Sometimes it's a neighborhood dentist that accepts their Medicaid, which is great too. We want dental care, a dental home, to be convenient for the family. So they go. So if there's a dentist that is within a 5-mile radius of your home, that's more convenient than going to our NWP Dental Wellness Center.
Perfect. Perfect place to take another sponsorship break. Please stay with us and we'll be right back. Please stay tuned for the message from Pacific Coast Capital. If you're a small company with cash flow issues, reach out to Pacific Coast Capital. They'll be there to help you.
Introducing Pacific Coast Capital, your partner in finance. We provide financing for your business. Speed, flexibility, and creativity are the foundation of our service. We'll help you navigate through change and opportunities. Our 90-plus years of experience ensures quick turnaround on loan decisions. Ride the wave to prosperity with us. Ready for new funding? Visit our website today at pacificcoastcap.com.
Welcome back, everyone. I'd like to thank Pacific Coast Capital for being a sponsor of this program. And a special thanks to our guest today, Terry Chandler from Future Smiles. And Terry, during the break, we were talking a little bit about the Medicaid funding and the issues. And you have some thoughts and some observations from what you've noticed with the students. Would you like to share your thoughts on that?
Yes, Stephen, I would. So what we are seeing currently is that there has been a decrease in the children that have Medicaid. Medicaid is the federal government and the state shared responsibility for healthcare for children, disabled adults, pregnant women, and seniors. It's really based on income levels as well as family member size, and the federal government has regulations for that. A good example is a family of 4 earning $3,100 a year. I should say 31,000 a year, excuse me, 31,000 a year, they would be eligible for Medicaid for their children, just to give you an example. But what we're seeing is more and more kids are uninsured. In fact, between this school year and last school year, we've seen an 11% increase in uninsured children, which means there's more and more children in our community that lack medical care, dental care, eye care, hearing, and mental health services. Medicaid is a comprehensive healthcare solution that the state provides. What I encourage all members, all families, is re-enroll your children. Look to find out if your Medicaid benefits are active, and if they're not, take the time to re-enroll your children so that you can access the healthcare system, because without it, with limited resources, folks don't go. What we do know is when a family has to absorb the high cost of healthcare, they end up putting that off because it's just
Sure.
not affordable. They
Yes.
have other things that are more pressing,
Yes.
rent, food, utilities, things
Yeah.
like that. So again, just look in your Medicaid status for your children and re-enroll them if they're not enrolled at the time.
Very sage advice, Terry. Thanks for sharing that, because I'm sure that's something that does get lost in the shuffle.
Mhm.
And as you said, not a priority when people are trying to pay rent and food and gas and what have you. So very nice advice. You've got a couple of additional programs. You've got Smile Bag giveaways and Healthy Communities. Give us a little bit of information on both of those, if you will, please.
So the Smile Bag giveaways are our toothbrush, toothpaste, dental floss, and education baggies that we hand out to all the children in each school we go to. So if you are a corporation, let's say NV Energy, and you wanted to host a Smile Bag event, Future Smiles would bring all the supplies, and your employees could fill those bags and touch the lives of children in your community. On any given year, we probably disseminate 40,000 Smile
Boy.
bags, because
Boy.
every child in the school we go to gets a Smile bag with their consent form. Many families, because they're struggling, because they live in poverty, they can't afford a toothbrush for each family member, and oftentimes they're sharing one toothbrush.
Mhm.
And they're sharing an old, worn-out toothbrush. Toothbrushes should be replaced after they've been used for 3 months. But when you're a family of 4 or 5 and you're low income, you just don't have the capacity to do that. So
No.
these Smile bags really help.
Oh.
And over my years of doing this, I found it so heart-touching when a child will ask me, can I have one for my mom? Can I have one for my little sister? And you know that while a toothbrush may not seem like a special treat, it is for many children. It
Yes.
is for many families.
Yes.
So the Smile Bag giveaways, when a corporation sponsors us, that's a great way for us to network and work with
Mhm.
businesses here in the local community.
Wow.
And then you asked me about the Healthy Communities. So
Yes.
our Healthy Communities project is to go, particularly in the summer months when school isn't in session, go where there are other resources, other places for us to go. So this summer we've gone to Nevada Hand Resource Centers, the Boys and Girls Club, the YMCAs, like the Lead Discovery Museum. We've gone to the Stupet Resource Center.
Mhm.
So we will go to these community centers to try to reach out to more children in the community.
Mhm. Nice. You've got some nice supplemental programs that are augmenting the main goal of your organization. There's some nice little nuggets there that you're plugging up holes wherever needed, it seems.
That's
So-
the neat thing about this portable equipment. It can go anywhere.
Yes.
It can truly, truly go anywhere.
Yes.
So let us know if you have a need and we'll see what we can do.
There you go. So now, do you have a paid staff, or is it all volunteers within your organization?
Our staff are all paid staff. A lot of the funding comes from philanthropy, from Elaine P. Wynn and Family Foundation and the Ingolstadt Foundation. They're generous donors to Future Smiles. But we also have some funding from government funding. We do bill and process Medicaid claims. So it ends up being a diverse pool of funding resources that support Future Smiles. And then on our website, there's a place to click a button and donate if you're an individual donor that would like to donate. No donation is too small.
No.
We every little support helps
Sure,
fill those
sure.
Smile bags and get those toothbrushes
Absolutely.
out there.
Absolutely. Do you get much in the way of corporate, other than the foundations you mentioned? Do you get anything from the small business community here, or are they not aware of what you do?
You know, some are. Like I will give a shout out to Tori Manter from Ryan Mechanical. She's a
Okay.
donor of Future Smiles and has been lovely with her company and herself and her husband. So there, I think Future Smiles, while we are a local nonprofit, we are born here, raised here. We are not as well known as some of the bigger nonprofits that can advertise and things like that, but we're getting more notice. We do apply for many of the corporate grants that come out. So we recently received a Raiders grant. We also received a United Way of Southern Nevada grant. we do apply. I've become a grant writer. I've gotten certified through UNLV to be a grant writer and fundraiser.
Good work.
And that's become, as a dental hygienist, my side job.
There you go. Well, you mentioned fundraisers, and that was going to be my next question. Do you have many fundraisers, or do you have any fundraisers coming up?
We do. So our big thing is, I grew up in Las Vegas. I went to Chaparral High School. I'm a 1982 graduate. And two of my board members also went to school with me, Don Polednak and Eddie Y. Jr. So the three of us will be turning 60 this year.
Oh my.
And
congratulations.
Yes, right. We wanted to do a fundraiser for Future Smiles. So we're kind of calling it the 6-0 trifecta fundraiser. We'll have more information coming. We're developing it now in the month of August, but it is a celebration of me, Dawn, and Eddie turning 60. It's supporting Future Smiles. It's kind of just a fun way to celebrate that turning of age, and three local kids that grew up here and would like to kind of give back to the community. They're great guys.
Well, I think you're already giving back in a huge way, but this is obviously a passion for you because you've been involved in it for so long. So for people to donate to your passion, I'm sure it's going to be very rewarding for the givers as well as you yourselves, the recipients. And so the fundraiser, have you any idea where it's going to be held yet, or is it going to
it will be a virtual fundraiser
virtual? Okay.
Starting September 14th, which is my birthday. And then Dawn's is in November, then Eddie's is in December. So it'll go from September to December 1st.
And you said you're still working on it. So if people are interested or want to know more about it, where would they find out information? On your website?
Yes, go to futuresmiles.net.
Please
You'll
give
learn
us your
there.
website and phone number information.
And then the phone number for Future Smiles is 702-899-3673. The website is www.futuresmiles.net.
Perfect. Terry, it's been a pleasure having you on this program, and thank you for taking your time out of your schedule. You're doing amazing work for the children in our community because they're the future, and you're helping bring smiles across the state. So thank you for that. It's been
Thank you,
a pleasure
Stephen.
having
The
you on the
pleasure's all mine.
program.
Thank you.
And wish you well with your fundraiser, and congratulations and a happy 60th to you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks again. And I'd like to thank John Stars, the show's producer and station owner, for allowing me to host this program. I'd specifically like to thank our sponsors who make this happen, Pacific Coast Capital, Joshua Darden at Lucia Capital Group, and my business partner, Ralph Champion. You'll hear his message right at the very end of this program. If you have any comments or questions, please reach out to me, Stephen at thegiftofgiving.vegas. I'd love to hear your feedback and your comments on this program. And finally, I'd certainly like to thank all you viewers for tuning into this program. I hope you find it enjoyable and informative. And if you know of anybody who could benefit from Future Smiles, please share this interview with them. And if you're interested in donating, please go to their website. There's certainly places to go and help. And in the meantime, I hope you will join me again next week. Stay safe, be kind to one another. Bye for now.
Mr. R.J. Champion is proud to sponsor WWDB-TV's series, The Gift of Giving, and wishes the program much success. Congratulations and gratitude to the featured guests and the organizations they represent. Our community is well served by your tireless efforts to make Nevada a better state for all its residents.